everyone. I hope everyone had a really good week trading. And I'm going to be going over today on how we've determined where the market would go going from Monday all the way up to 403 target and a drop back down into Wednesday, the 391 range, before this whole week even happened. Now, if you like what I'm sharing, you want to learn more, make sure to keep subscribing, like the channel, share with as many people as possible so that we can bless as many people as possible. Really, really important to learn why the market's doing what it does so that you can be better prepared for it next time and always come out a winner. All right. So in my market review, we had discussed, okay, the market's gonna rally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday using the options order flow. So today I'm gonna be going over how to read the options order flow to determine market sentiment and direction, but also understanding quarterly ranges to see, okay, which companies are the strongest that's driving it up, driving the market up, S&P 500, based on its growth rate and its guidance into the next quarter, right? So currently we are at quarter 4 going into quarter 1. Quarter 1 is normally a weaker quarter. Quarter 4 is one of the strongest quarters. So if you know the quarterly range and why a stock is moving the way it is, then we can determine before major catalysts and events of how the market may react, and they use the news as a way to validate how they're planning to manipulate the market anyways. So if you understand where the market's gonna go and why, then nothing of this news is like new to you anymore, right? So that's the key point. Let's review what happened in the market.
So let's talk about FOMC now. In time, it looks like the market is pricing in 25 basis points, okay? 25. Okay, look, 25 basis point hike is what the market is thinking. That's all you need, okay? So it'll sell off because they are hiking interest rates. Just a guess from experience, the next day, the market will go red really badly. The market will go red. It will bleed the next day. This has happened more times than I can remember.
I completely agree with you, as in it could be volatile, but if you look at how Apple follows macro trends, right? Look where it's at right now. Isn't this crazy that it just settled on this line? What's next? I said either going to be into the 162, right? And where is that going to take us, right? Is into, so this one, you have to see August, right? August into lowering basis point 25, that sentiment with earnings combined made it go like this, right? But then with the, like, after it hit like the peak, and then they're like, hold up, wait a minute, 50 basis points. Okay, just kidding, 75 basis points. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, just kidding, we're not doing 75 anymore, we're doing 50 again. And then earnings again. That's what basically happened. That's the nutshell of the year, right? So if you look at that, so he's talking purely more FOMC, right? FOMC patterns, which is very important to see, but it also correlates with how earnings is going to, or valuations of companies going to react to FOMC, right? What's the sentiment towards that? And then where are the valuations going to go because of what Powell says? And it's the easiest, or I don't know if that's a word, you can track it most easily on Apple, right? So if we look at Apple compared to SPY, same thing here, August, right? I'm going to just show you how close Apple and SPY trade together. There's the August run, boom, 50 basis point hike. This is pretty much the area that it seems to be like hovering at, 390, right? 390. Yeah. And then when they said 75 basis point hike, but it reverted back, then it stayed above this major support in the 375, right? And it was able to run up into earnings. And it seems to do that, right? This is quarter 3 earnings, and then this is quarter 4 earnings, right? And the bad thing is that we're going into maybe one more rate hike, but we're also going into a possible decelerating hikes too, right?
Yeah.
So that, but we're going into a shitty quarter, like a bad quarter. So see May here, May, this is a bad quarter. Normally it's not that strong. But if you look at my fib zones, you can see, okay, 407, 398 to 407 is the next target. So let's say Powell has positive sentiment. We can fall back to what, 390 again, where I would build out into like the 398 if we're under 390. And then if we're over 398, if we reach 398 by FOMC, considering that Apple has been strong and maintaining at its current earnings level, any type of positive sentiment where it's going to be increasing the value of Apple because of lower rates, then it's going to make it shoot up to 162. And you could see that in multiple, this was in the August earnings, right? It's
If we're below it and we're moving through it and it needs to break, get calls in that level. 493 is extremely important. And this 20s, I added this 20. So 396, see, if it closes above this 20, it's really strong. And then 400 is a big level for here. 400 is a really big level on this chart. And I think this level, if 393 gets tested, 400. Okay. So on a bullish scenario, and then if we break 400, then next is 403 in this area. This is, for me, it's 403. It says 402 here. Okay, maybe it is 4. Okay, so let's do 402 then. So the market is really bullish this week. The sentiment is really bullish. So if this trend is broken, if the bullishness somehow snaps because Jay Powell says, you know what, this recession, this banking crisis, we can't avert it. Well, I don't know what he's going to say, right? Then the market's going to sell off really badly, right?
So it popped up after hours, but see this 390, it's very, very sticky, right? So, okay, so let's just pretend we should go off of this price. So whenever I say use the expected move from Friday's close, I don't mean the after hours. I mean Friday's close, literally. So you get the 389.99 if you want to be exact. And then we get this whole week's range, 12 points, right? So 12 points. So, okay, so we can average it out, like it's 1 cent off, 390 to like 12. So if we get 390 to 12, that would bring it to 390. That would take it to 402 to 400. Would pretty much be that 10 point to 402 right here, right? 402 is this. So that makes sense. We're targeting back to last week's, right before it dropped on the expected move, right? For the upside. Now, so I look for sweeps, right? The sweeps, because these are just like intermarket sweeps. They're repeat orders and they're getting all of the orders and they're just like, I want all of them, right? That's the intermarket sweep. And these are all calls towards the end of the day, right? That they have placed, like, boom, like at the end of the day, they filled in all of these calls. So definitely bullish, obviously, because it closed really strong too. Then we go to Tuesday, right? So Tuesday, it's 390, 393. Tuesday is a little more bullish, right? Back into that 393 where last week it was kind of getting toppy with a little bit of protection. So again, it's more bullish sentiment so far into Tuesday. And then Wednesday, see Wednesday, look, more bearish sentiment. You see this? A little bit more lower strikes, all over lower strikes. So it seems like Wednesday, they might actually make it want to drop because they're betting under 390 now. They're heavy puts. Like, does this make sense? Thursday is the strangle. Wow. Thursday is the day where it's like it could go really high. Okay, they're strangling the Thursday day. They're betting they're gonna drive it up into Tuesday, and then Wednesday it might continue and then crash, right? And then Thursday is like it might recover, or like it might be down from Thursday, and Friday again, higher puts, right? Puts and calls, all the strikes are higher. Does this make sense? So now I'm just looking at the strikes to see, okay, which is the day that goes up, which is the day it goes down. We don't know exactly what, but we can gauge it by overall like major support resistance.
It's good that I do the technicals, we talk about the ranges, and Esther confirms it with the order flow and what the institutions are trying to strategize. Okay, so I like that. Double confirmation. Okay.
So in retrospect, you can see that the market was already planning to go to these predetermined areas. And if you know where it's going using the expected move and options order flow to determine which direction first, then it's going to be really easy to trade because now you know the direction, the price target, and the reasoning why. I hope this video helped, and if you want to come trade with us, you can always come visit my website at superluckeee.com, and we'll see you at my community. Bye!